If you've been chasing balance but still feel off, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken. You're not doing it incorrectly. You've probably just been sold the wrong definition of what balance means. Today, I want to share with you what real balance can actually look like for you, but your version of it, and how to take the pressure off. I used to believe that balance was something that you could finally achieve. Like it was something that you were working towards when you got everything right. You know, the perfect morning routine, meal prep done by Sunday, emails, unread emails at zero, a tidy house, thriving career, time with the family, meditation on a daily basis, fun, friends, sleep, personal growth, everything. But that was a dream for sure because I was still so scattered and stressed out, no matter how many things I got done off my checklist. Even though I was doing everything right, it seemed like anyway, I was checking all the boxes. I felt so stressed out and I was like always behind. And I remember I was achieving everything and I was organized and I had everything color coded, but I was not grounded. And I began to ask myself, is this really what balance is supposed to be? You know, all the things that I've read, it's like, oh my gosh, I am not in that zone. I'm not in that Zen zone. And am I just performing the balance or what is it? And that question changed everything for me. And today I do want to share with you how you can redefine the balance, what it really is for you. So there's two different types of balance. Balance as perfection is the first one. Okay. This version is what we see online. This is in productivity books. These are in all the hacks that we read about. And often in our heads, we create what we think is supposed to be balanced. It looks like equal time for every area of your life, total control over your schedule, flawless between hustle, between one event to the other event, and you rest in between. Well, here's the problem. Life doesn't move that way. Life doesn't happen that way. It doesn't move in straight lines. It's actually kind of zigzag and it goes in circles and whatever else, but it does not move in a linear line. Things change. Kids get sick. You get sick. Projects run long. People don't show up for their projects. They don't turn in their part of the projects in time. Emotions bubble up. You're just having an off day. And trying to maintain that perfect balance in such a chaotic and beautiful, unpredictable world leads us to feeling guilty and burnt out. Quite honestly, burnt out is one of those things that a lot of people, and maybe you said this to yourself too, that are feeling out of balance will say, I'm really feeling like I'm burning myself out. What can I do? What needs to happen? I don't know how to manage everything that I'm doing. And then we have the second type of balance, and balance is presence. Okay. Balance as presence is a shift to the other side. This version of balance doesn't really chase a checklist. You may still have a list, but it really tunes into what matters for you right now. It honors the ebb and flow of life, the ups and downs of life. There are some seasons that you're going to be extremely active and extremely productive. You're going to be growing your career. Then there's going to be other times that you're going to be healing, resting, spending more downtime, spending more time nurturing your relationships. Presence and being present means asking yourself, what's important to me right now? What can I let go of today? And how can I be in alignment with everything going not the way I envision it, everything not being perfect? How can I align myself with what really matters and what I value? This version of balance is more realistic. It's much more flexible. And honestly, it's more loving and compassionate to yourself and to those around us. Because a lot of times, whenever we're out of balance, we are knocking other people out of balance without even realizing it. Because of our chaoticness and our hecticness, we rock the boat for other people. And we have to be aware of that. Imagine being more loving and compassionate. It will really help not only your relationship with yourself, but with those around you. I remember a time several years ago where everything, like I was in a season of my life where everything looked balanced from the outside. Everybody was just like, wow, you're doing so many things and you're staying balanced and how are you doing that? And I was juggling work, family, friends, exercise, daily meditation, journaling, eating healthy, like just everything. And then I remember one night I came home and I sat down on my couch and I wanted to cry. I felt like I needed to cry, but I couldn't. I felt numb, completely numb. I had no energy, no joy, like just nothing, no real presence. I thought, what am I doing? I was doing balance, but I definitely wasn't feeling balanced. And that's when it hit me. I had become so obsessed with the performance of balance instead of the experience of it that I was completely heading towards a burnout for sure. Now, from that moment on, I started doing less and I started doing more intentionally. So maybe my list got a lot less, but it was more intentional and I did it with full joy and presence. And I felt lighter. I started to feel lighter. People started to notice that with me. And I still felt fulfilled, but with more breathing room, more flexibility, more downtime for myself, more downtime for family and friends. And that really made a huge difference. In fact, I became even more productive in my work. It was really interesting to see that. And that's when I realized I could be more productive in doing a lot less, but being much more intentional with where I was spending my time and my energy. I want to share with you three mindset shifts to reclaim your balance. These shifts, these powerful mindset shifts have helped myself and also my clients. Helps you redefine balance from the inside out. The first one is that balance is seasonal, it's not daily. You don't have to do everything every single day in equal amounts. Don't try to do it. If you're doing that now, you're probably feeling really overwhelmed. That's not balance, that's putting pressure. It's like being in a pressure cooker. Ask yourself right now, what season am I in? Do I need to be doing more or do I need to be taking a step back and doing some more healing or retreating or resting? Also, break it down into weeks or months. What is most important to me this month or this week? Let that guide you in whatever your to-do list is going to be and whatever activities that you're going to engage in. The second mindset shift is clarity over capacity. I am sure that you are capable of doing a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that you need to do it all. Okay. This is something that is a big trap that we all can fall into because you've got the capability, but you don't need to be doing everything. So ask yourself what's aligned with your values right now? What do you value right now? Maybe you value having downtime right now with your family and friends. What can align with that? What is aligned with your values right now that you have to do? And what are your non-negotiables this week? Now, I do this on a daily basis. I remind myself of what my non-negotiables are. Non-negotiables are things that you have to do for yourself to take care of yourself. So, for example, for me, meditation, journaling, my morning exercise, those are things that are a must. I do not start out the day without them. Why? Because I have found that that keeps me grounded, keeps me balanced throughout the day to be able to help other people. What are your non-negotiables? Because when you have clarity, it helps you say no to things that you don't want to do or don't align with you with confidence, and yes with energy, enthusiasm, vitality. So clarity over capacity. Evaluate that for yourself. And the third powerful mindset shift is pause before you push. My goodness, we are trained, most of us are trained in our society to push through. Hustle harder, work more hours, just keep going. You feel some pain, suppress it with a painkiller. Whatever it may be, we are taught to just push on through. And there's some sort of like prestige with that. But you know what? Being present is about pausing. It begins with the pause, actually. It's really an interesting thing to, if you are somebody that is a high performer and used to pushing through, might be a little bit of a challenge for you, but I'm telling you, this is going to help you whenever you start to realize that before jumping in your day, you can just take a breath and start to ask yourself, how do I feel? And really be honest with yourself. What do I need? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What do I need? And then what can I gently let go of? What are the things that you can gently let go of? This exercise, this shift will take you about 2 to 3 minutes. Even a 2 to 3 minute pause can really completely shift your energy. You can get rejuvenated. I do this throughout the entire day. I work with a lot of people in different settings. And in order for me to stay balanced throughout the day, I take 2, 3, 5 minute breaks in between to get myself back grounded, doing breath work or whatever it is. Or maybe I do some journaling or listen to some music or whatever it may be. Um, but this kind of shift will help you in order to check in with yourself more regularly and get used to checking in with yourself more regularly because that's part of being in balance as well. I want to share with you just really quickly how I practically um, implement this every week. Every Sunday night or Monday morning, I will say mostly Sunday evenings, I sit with my journal and I usually have a hot cup of tea or hot cocoa if it's wintertime. And I don't have an agenda, I don't have anything. I'm just sitting there. And I'm asking myself internally. Now, if I want to journal about it and write it down, I do. But I always ask, okay, what am I feeling wasn't really not aligned with myself? What am I feeling that I know that I need to do that I'm not feeling aligned with? What felt aligned last week? So I kind of reflect upon the week prior. And then where did I feel that drained energy? Where did I feel drained? Are those things that I can delegate? Are those things that need to be on my list? Do I need to spend more time or can I spend less time doing those things? What am I being called to focus on this week? That's really important. And what's your intention of how you want to feel? Do you want to feel enthusiastic? Do you want to feel energetic? How do you want to feel? You get to manage that for yourself. And then I usually choose like a word or a phrase of the week. It can be anything from like peace, clarity, courage, lightheartedness, boldness, whatever it is that I think that I need to remind myself. That word is just kind of like the theme for the week. And I mean, this ritual is not about perfect planning. It's about being more compassionate with yourself, having compassion and awareness about how you're doing and how you can manage this to be able to take in the moments, not just be um, going through the motions, but actually be present in your life. And it's made me feel much more grounded, even during all of life seasons. It really has. And, if you want a gentle, practical way to bring these shifts into your life, I've created something for you. It's called the Balanced Life Blueprint. It's a free downloadable guide with 5 mindset shifts that we talked about today, plus a simply weekly practice to help you reconnect with yourself. You can find this guide by clicking on the downloadable link on the description and just grab yourself a copy and start building your own version of balance without having to start over or burning out. I mean, here's the truth. You don't need to do more to feel more balanced. Okay? You don't need to feel more aligned with what actually matters to you. It's about just feeling aligned with it. Balance isn't a destination and it isn't something that you just check off your list. It's a practice at being present in this moment right here and now. And you're allowed to let go of the hustle and bustle and choose peace over that chaotic energy. You are allowed to rest, to recalibrate, to regroup, to course correct, to redefine what works for you. This resonates with you, please be sure to share this with someone who's tired of chasing the balance that doesn't feel like theirs. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time.